Daylight Time. At 8:28 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing waterspouts was located 14 nautical miles west of Clearwater Beach, moving northeast at 15 knots. Hazard, waterspouts and wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Source, radar. Impact, waterspouts can quickly form and capsize boats, damage vessels, and create suddenly higher waves. Make sure all on board are in a secure location and wearing life jackets. Expect wind gusts in excess of 34 knots, suddenly high waves, frequent lightning, and heavy downpours. Make sure all on board are wearing life jackets. The National Weather Service in Melbourne has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Central Brevard County in East Central Florida until 5:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 4:43 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located over Suntree, or over Patrick Air Force Base, moving east at 15 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, expect damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Melbourne, Rockledge, Cocoa Beach, and Satellite Beach. Remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into a small central room in a sturdy structure. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Serving Melbourne and Special Marine Warning. The National Weather Service in Melbourne has issued a special marine warning for Sebastain Inlet to Jupiter Inlet 0 to 20 nautical miles until 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 5:25 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a strong thunderstorm was located over Sebastain Inlet State Park, or over Sebastain Inlet, moving east at 10 knots. Additional storms will form from Sebastain Inlet south to Fort Pierce Inlet over the next hour. These storms may intensify quickly. Mariners should seek safe harbor now. Hazard, wind gusts 34 knots, or greater, and small hail. Source, radar. Impact, expect wind gusts in excess of 34 knots, suddenly high waves, lightning, and heavy downpours. Make sure all on board are wearing life jackets. Return to safe harbor if possible. Locations impacted include Sebastain Inlet State Park, North Beach, Sebastain Inlet, Roseland, and Orchid. Move to safe harbor immediately as gusty winds and high waves are expected. Frequent lightning is occurring with this storm. If caught on the open water, stay below deck if possible. Keep away from ungrounded metal objects. Marine Fort. Special Marine Warning. The National Weather Service in Melbourne has issued a special marine warning for Volusia-Brevard County Line to Sebastain Inlet 0 to 20 nautical miles, Volusia-Brevard County Line to Sebastain Inlet 20 to 60 nautical miles, until 6:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 5:32 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a strong thunderstorm was located over Sebastain Inlet, moving east at 10 knots. Additional storms are moving offshore from 10 nautical miles east of Cape Canaveral south to Sebastain Inlet. Hazard, wind gusts 34 knots, or greater. Source, radar. Impact, expect wind gusts in excess of 34 knots, suddenly higher waves, lightning, and heavy downpours. Make sure all on board are wearing life jackets. Return to safe harbor if possible. Locations impacted include Sebastain Inlet, Sebastain Inlet State Park, North Beach, Roseland, and Mico. Move to safe harbor immediately as gusty winds and high waves are expected. Frequent lightning is occurring with this storm. If caught on the open water, stay below deck if possible. Keep away from ungrounded metal objects. Marine Force. Special Marine Warning. The National Weather Service in Melbourne has issued a special marine warning for Sebastain Inlet to Jupiter Inlet 0 to 20 nautical miles until 8:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 6:07 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a strong thunderstorm was located over Port Salerno, moving northeast at 15 knots. Additional storms will develop quickly along the coast from east of Vero Beach south along the Barrier Islands. Hazard, wind gusts 34 knots, or greater and small hail. Source, radar. Impact, expect wind gusts in excess of 34 knots, suddenly high waves, lightning and heavy downpours. Make sure all on board are wearing life jackets. Return to safe harbor if possible. Locations impacted include Sewell's Point, Port Salerno, Witham Field, Stewart and Palm City. Move to safe harbor immediately as gusty winds and high waves are expected. Frequent lightning is occurring with this storm. If caught on the open water, stay below deck if possible. Keep away from ungrounded metal objects. Special weather state warning for the following counties in Florida: Martin and St. Lucie. The National Weather Service in Melbourne has issued a flood warning for eastern Martin County and east central Florida, southeastern St. Lucie County and east central Florida until 9:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 6:44 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Doppler radar and automated rain gauges indicated heavy rain due to thunderstorms. Flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly in the warned area. Between 1.5 and 2.5 inches of rain have fallen, with an additional 1 to 2 inches possible. Some locations that will experience flooding include Stewart, Jupiter Island, Port Salerno, Palm City, Hobe Sound, and Jensen Beach. Poorly drained areas will be prone to flooded roadways. Never attempt to drive through a flooded road. A flood warning means that flooding is imminent or occurring. All interested parties should take necessary precautions immediately. Serving for a severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for eastern St. Lucie and eastern Martin counties. At 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located near Palm City and is nearly stationary. Another severe thunderstorm was located over North Hutchinson Island and is moving east at 10 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Walton, Fort Pierce, Stewart, Jupiter Island, and Hobe Sound. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Continuous cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with this storm. Move indoors immediately. Lightning is one of nature's leading killers. Remember, if you can hear thunder, you are close enough to be struck by lightning. Torrential rainfall is occurring with this storm and may lead to flash flooding. Do not drive your vehicle through flooded roadways. Flood warning.